Okay, this is section 10.1, Check for Understanding, starting on page 701. For exercises 1 through 4, refer to circle N. Number 1, name the circle. Well, the name of the circle is circle, which we write like this, N, circle N. We name it by its center, which has a center at N. Alright, number 3. If CN equals 8 centimeters, find DN. Well, CN and DN would be congruent because they're both the radius. So all radii are congruent. So if CN equals 8, then DN equals 8 centimeters. Moving on, the diameters of circle A, circle B, and circle C are 8 inches, 18 inches, and 11 inches respectively. Find each measure. All right. Number 5, find the length of FG. So first in our diagram here, let's set up what we know. Circle A has a diameter of 8 inches. So that means that its radius is half of that. So AF is 4. Circle B has a diameter of 18 inches. And its radius would be half of that. So BG is 9. And circle C has a diameter, so that would go from here to here of 11 inches. So I know that from C to this point, that would be its radius, is half of 11, or 5.5. Now let's see what we're asked for here. We want to find FG. So we want to find the length from here to there. Well, what do we know? We know that FG is equal to AG minus AF. So we want the distance from A all the way to G, but then we're going to subtract AF from that because we want just the distance from F to G. So I know that AG is equal to 18, because that's the diameter of circle B. So AG is equal to 18 minus AF is 4. And so we get 14 inches altogether. Number 7. The circular ride described at the beginning of the lesson has a diameter of 44 feet. What are the radius and circumference of the ride? Round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. All right, we have a circle. Diameter of 44 feet. So its radius is going to be half of that. So if we have 44 feet here, radius equals 44 divided by 2, or 22 feet. Circumference, formula for circumference is 2 times pi times the radius. Now, 2 times the radius is the diameter. So another formula for circumference that we'll use quite a bit is just diameter times pi, because the diameter is 2 times the radius. So either way we can find the circumference. So our circumference would be 44 pi, and if we're asked for an exact answer, we would leave it in terms of pi. So 44 pi, but we're going to take this to our calculator. We're going to type in 44 times pi, which is approximately 138.23. Correct units here are feet. On number 9, the right triangle shown is inscribed in circle D. Find the exact circumference of circle D. Alright, so we see that the chord going through the center would be the diameter. If we want to find the circumference, circumference is 2 pi r, and where 2 times the radius is the same as the diameter. So we just have to figure out what this diameter is and multiply that by pi to find the circumference. Well, we know that we would have a right triangle here, so a right angle. My legs are A and B. My hypotenuse is C. Using the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 8 squared plus 12 squared equals c squared. So we have 64 plus 144. Which would add up to 208. So c is equal to the square root, so we want to take the square root of that. And the square root of 208. Let's simplify this. So 208, let's see, what is a perfect square that goes into 208? 16. 16 times what? 16 times 13 is 208, and I can take the square root of 16 and get a whole number. So I would simplify the square root of 208 to the square root of 16 times 13, where the square root of 16 is 4. So we get 4 square root of 13. And that is our diameter. What are we asked for? We're asked to find the exact, keyword exact, circumference. Which means that we want to leave this in terms of pi. Because you ask any common person on the street and they're going to say pi, oh, well that's 3.14. Not exactly. Okay, this is an irrational number, non-terminating, non-repeating decimal, so it goes on for infinity. So the only way to get an exact answer is to leave it with a pi in the answer. So circumference is equal to diameter times pi, in this case 4 square root of 13 times pi, and we're just going to rearrange this, put it in standard form. So 4 pi square root of 13. Correct units, centimeters. There we go. And that's the check for understanding.